दोस्तों स्टूडियो में आप सबका स्वागत। मैं आपका अपना वरुण तिवारी, इंडस्ट्रीज इन फ्रेंड्स वर्ल्ड टीवी पे आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। आज मैं बात कर रहा हूँ स्पेस की। जी हाँ, शक्ति सैट। जो ये शक्ति सैट मिशन क्या है, और आई फील वेरी प्राउड कि आज हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में है सुख जी। सुख जी इस टाइम ग्लोबली प्रेसिडेंट हैं। ग्लोबली ये पूरे इंडस्ट्री को, कौन सी एस्ट्रोनॉट की बात करने जा रहा हूँ। आज मैं बहुत बड़ी बड़ी हैवी बातें करने वाला हूँ, क्योंकि कौन सी बातें नॉर्मली मैं स्टार टॉक्स या शूटिंग बॉलीवुड वो वाली बातें करता हूँ, लेकिन आज मैं स्पेस की कुछ बातें करने जा रहा हूँ, कुछ उस नॉलेज की बात करने जा रहा हूँ जो सुख जी के पास है। सुख जी, सबसे पहले आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक। ग्लोबल पार्टनरशिप पे ये जो सा ये होने जा रहा है इवेंट, इसको हम इवेंट बोलेंगे बिकॉज दिस इज अ बिग प्रोजेक्ट। सो उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएं प्लीज।
Thank you for such a lovely introduction, Varun ji. So yes, I'm here to talk about Mission ShakthiSAT, and yes, you're doing an incredible job with stars and celebrities. And here I'm going to talk about actual moon and reaching to the stars.
एक्चुअल मून में सुनने में कैसा लगता है? मुझे तो वही लग रहा है। और जब लोग मून पे जाएंगे और जिसकी आप ट्रेनिंग देने वाले हैं गर्ल्स को, है ना, एंड दैट इज अ फ्री ट्रेनिंग। मेरे पास सूत्रों के हिसाब से मालूम पता है कि आपको कुछ फ्री ट्रेनिंग्स, कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स और सबको इनवाइट कर रहे हैं कि मून पे जाने के लिए हो जाओ रेडी। तो थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में बताएं।
So I'm very happy and I'm very humbled to be a part of Mission ShakthiSAT. So I'm not only the Australian co-ambassador for this mission, but I'm also head of global partnerships for this mission. So what it means is I'm working with 108 countries across the world. And in this mission, the total idea is to have 12,000 students from across the world. So we are giving free training, as you rightly said. So the students would be trained on STEM technology and in space technology. And the whole idea is to give exposure to girls. So electronics for boys and embroidery for girls. Yes, things are changing. But if you look even at countries like in Australia, we have less than 15% of women contributing to the STEM industry. So we are here to change that environment, change that space. So we are giving free training for 12,000 girls here through Mission ShakthiSAT, and it is all women-led space mission.
वाओ।
So
लेकिन ये ऐसा अकेला वुमेन वाला क्यों है? ओनली गर्ल्स के लिए क्यों है? बॉयज के लिए क्यों नहीं है? गर्ल्स ज्यादा स्मार्ट होती हैं, वो थोड़ा सा ज्यादा डेडिकेटेड काम करती हैं, इसलिए। Yes.
I would like to add on to it, but nice question. So the next mission that we are doing will be for the boys. Okay. So we have a Mars mission for the boys. That would be after 2026 September, after we actually launch the satellite to the moon. So yeah, before that, coming to the question, why girls? We talk about equal representation of girls and boys. We're talking about gender equality, or we're talking about equal pay, opportunities that we want for both boys and girls. But I think a big discrimination or a big gap comes when you don't give the equal exposure from when they are kids. So in CXO levels, in big companies, still we have less women in the topmost post. Yes, there are so many issues like career breaks that we have to say. I have a 17-month old daughter as well, and yes.
Yes, I'm going to ask you one thing in that question as well. Ki, what's the age of the girls which can apply for this project?
Beautiful. So age 14 to 18 is what.
So my daughter can also go.
Yes.
14. Yes.
Age 14 to 18. Yes, as long as you're interested in space technology to learn, because. One thing we're trying to do here, Varunji, is one is, yes, we have work astronauts, as you said, people want to go to the moon, fantastic. There are so many processes, there are so many awareness to be created, and there are very less science communicators, science educators, and when I say space technology, we need space journalists also. I'm very happy that you've taken the initiative to carry this news about this mission, because there are very less people talking more about the science and into the technology space. We have like very core media talking about it, but not the general media. So we're creating an ecosystem where girls get their exposure of there are different things that we could do. So first they need to know what all they can do. That is why we have 108 countries uniting. So this is more of a mission where we're bringing unity and peace.
Yeah, definitely. 108 countries is really very hard to organize. Everyone is a multicultural, and when you are talking about the people, especially when the age is 14, and then we are talking of 14 to 18, and this is like not easy when you're talking with the parents, and then kids who understand the value of the space. And another thing is that कि आप कौन सी बात कर रहे हैं कि this is free, and जो space पे जाएंगे वो भी free जाएंगे?
So the satellite will go to the space, not the students or anybody. So the training is given to the students on the space technology, and as I mentioned, we have 108 students from 108 countries.
Okay.
And India is going to be the hosting country. So we have extra.
जो यहाँ पे select होंगे बच्चे, वो इंडिया जाएंगे?
हाँ. So we are selecting one student from each of the 108 countries.
Okay.
So the training is online. The 120 plus hours of training happens online. They go through all the learnings in their self-pace. And actually on that note, Varunji, I have to mention there are few countries where internet is even a luxury.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where they don't have access to internet, they don't have access to gadgets. So we are talking to global companies, to telecom providers, asking them to provide internet, provide gadgets for the students, because this I feel is beyond a satellite mission where children actually understand, okay, there are different communities thriving in a very different way. And this is going to bring about compassion and understanding of different cultures between the students and even with the ambassadors, I would say, because as you know, you've been mentioning again and again that yes, it is a free mission. There is no monetary transaction between an ambassador or the students participating. So if you look at it, it is the core of sisterhood that we are experiencing, because each one of us, we have our day job, we have little kids, and all the love that we have for all these 12,000 students, unseen faces across the world, is what is driving us to do such a massive thing. And we feel it is very important to pick up students from rural areas, because there are parents very encouraging where they send kids to NASA, they're ready to pay, they're able to send. But there are children who have those dreams, who look at the stars and say, how is it going to be, on the other side?
How that universe works.
Yes. So for those students, we want to give this opportunity, saying, yes, you have this dream, yes, come on board. And yes,
So this is a great opportunity. Your kids can learn online, and they can learn about the space, that knowledge, something different and unique, and maybe who knows, who's get a lucky chance to go to India, and that chance and वो free में होगा.
Yes.
Okay, जो भी एक country से एक
Yes.
एक country से एक.
Yes.
So you are taking 108 girls to India.
Yes.
तो इंडिया में जाके वो पूरा space
They will
को
build the satellite. So we have
satellite भी वो बनाएंगे साथ में.
हाँ. So we have ISRO, like we have our project directors who have been working with ISRO, heading our space mission here. So the ambassadors, they are equally powerful. Like we have the analog astronauts, people, structural engineers, rocket scientists, space physicists, and amazing group of people. So the 108 people who are ambassadors to their own countries are phenomenal, because they have that drive to reach out to the students, find the students from rural backgrounds, I would say, where they don't have easy access to these technologies, and they are scientists themselves, most of them. So
I want to know, ये सारा thought कहाँ से आया?
I would dedicate it to Dr. Srimati Kesan. So this woman is the backbone behind such a huge mission, and not only that, her mission started with the first smallest satellite that was built by the students. It's called SAT, and this weighs 64 grams.
Okay.
So this is there have been 19 satellites that has been launched by her, and her vision of, yes, rocket science is a big thing, but let us involve children, let us involve school and college students. So this huge thought, because still we have thoughts where people think rocket science is a very big thing. Yes, it is, but trying to simplify that and making students also go up to the level of scientists, and the scientists mellowing down where they impart knowledge. I think this superwoman has brought this vision where she's united these things, and it is her pure vision, because it is an audacious dream. Even thinking of 108 countries, even thinking of 5 countries together, it is not easy, but she dreamt of the 108. And because she had this strong, audacious dream, we're all running for it. And I'm very happy to share, Varunji, last week, we've actually onboarded all the 108 countries to the mission. So that is a huge feat for all of us.
That's really something big and totally unique what you guys are doing, and congratulate for that your all team. और फ्रेंड्सवर्ल्ड टीवी की तरफ से, इंडस एज की तरफ से आपको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। और दोस्तों, आप प्लीज 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 अपने दोस्तों तक ये मैसेज को जरूर पहुंचाएं कि अगर आपके बच्चे सैटेलाइट के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, मून के यूनिवर्स के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, तो ये प्रोग्राम उनको हेल्प कर सकता है। और सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है, ये फ्री में है, इसके लिए कोई पैसा नहीं लगने वाला है आपका। और बच्चों को घर बैठ के, आपको कहीं लेके जाने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, घर बैठ के, और अगर आगे चांसेस मिलते हैं तो वो उसके साथ एक बहुत ही बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जुड़ने का ये वन ऑफ द बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी है। सो इसके साथ और भी कई सारी चीजें जुड़ जाएंगी। जॉन्सी, अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चंस हैं और क्लैरिटी के अंदर क्वेश्चंस आएंगे तो आप हमें मैसेज कर सकते हैं। सुख जी, आई जस्ट वांट टू नो कि आप इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ कब से जुड़े, और जॉन्सी आपकी ये हाई स्पिरिट एनर्जी है, इसके बीच में, स्पेशली आप इसके बीच में अभी अपॉइंट हुए हेड ऑफ ग्लोबल ना पार्टनरशिप, इनके साथ जो आपके साथ हुआ कि स्पेस मिशन, इसके आप हेड बने हैं। तो आपकी जो सी ये हाई स्पिरिट एनर्जी है, ये कब से इसके साथ जुड़ी? और सेकेंडली, जो आप बुक्स लिख रहे हैं, बुक्स के थॉट्स आप कब से स्टार्ट हुए?
Lovely questions, very deep questions, Varunji. And to answer to the first part, so I was, or I am, an electrical and electronics engineering student. I continue to study, so that's why I say I am. So I had my degree in EEE, we call it. And when I was studying, I got an opportunity to learn coding with robots and embedded system. So तभी ऐसा था कि there were no girls. So I was back in 2009, 2010. So yes, I was coding, and then it's quite interesting where when I wanted to pursue it, it's a different. When people ask me what are you doing, I say I'm coding a quad bot and a hex bot. So I'll try to simplify because they don't understand. Then they'll say, oh, you're building a toy. I'm like, no, it's not. It doesn't work like that. It's not a toy. Then I got to train students and teachers into electronics and embedded system. And it's quite interesting because not many women takers were there back in 2008, 2009. And no matter what you study back in India, it is either the major IT companies that take all the students. And yes, we are into coding, into programming, we go to project, and that's what we do. So it was very clear I didn't want to do that. So I think it's the biggest blessing when you know what you don't want to do. So that started my path where I got an opportunity. Luckily, I was in a place where I co-founded, and I was a president of Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Foundation. And it was co-founded by late Mr. Chris Kumar. And what we planned here was we want to reach the students, teach them electronics. But then people started questioning NGO and electronics. It doesn't work hand in hand. And you're a girl, you know, what are you trying to do? So I'm so fortunate to have Dr. APJ Kalam as my mentor. So his scientific advisor, Dr. Apunraj Valechami, was in our advisory committee, and the man behind Mangalyaan and Chandrayaan, so Dr. Malasamy Anadurai was then the director of ISRO. He was in our advisory committee. We had IIT, we had Anna University. So that is when I realized that dream big. It is okay. You have a small thought, and when you keep working on it, the universe actually, you know, gets everything to you. So we were able to reach about 500,000 rural children in India to give them exposure to what STEM technology is. US Consulate was our partner, so we brought in many scientists down to India to have. So that was one part, and then life happened. I got married, I got settled. My mentor said I was good at public relations. I had no idea what it was, so I did my post-graduation in public relations. I worked with the World Communication Forum, and that was the first stint of a global program that I was heading. So I was manager for the global awards, and I also was the producer for the Startup Day. Because startup is quite close to my heart, because I feel startups are the corporate to be, and it's very important in nurturing them and helping them scale up, because they form the backbone of the economy. So that was my first event with the global stint. Then I came to Australia, and it is a very different country. I'm actually very grateful, very thankful.
We are blessed.
Right, for all the opportunities the country gives, because no matter what you've done back, I've won Young Visionary Award, I've won so many awards back in my country, and I can actually give glowing recommendations from so many amazing people. But this country said you have to have that determination and grit to start from scratch. So yes, and I was also fired in my first job, which was, I've never gone through such a phase. So then I got my first opportunity again at Optus. So I joined as a telesales consultant, which is nothing but a BPO job back in India. So people were like, what are you doing? But that experience is what is helping me coach my team, coach various science communicators on how to communicate effectively. Because I became sales coach for a service team through Optus, and that was an excellent example of resilience, teaching the values of understanding the human cues, communication. And next journey was I was heading a media company based in Melbourne. It was an OTT platform. So that gave me again experience of the journaling side of things, dealing with people into public relations form. And that was the second global event for me, truly global event, was we did My Voice 3. So that was a global singing competition where we got votes from 102 countries. So these are the experiences. So why I'm telling you this whole story is sometimes we start somewhere and life gives us different opportunities and we don't know where we are heading. But I think your gut feeling tells you, your heart says, yes, you're in the right direction. And now I'm so grateful because of all my experiences. This is my third global platform where I'm heading global partnerships for Mission ShakthiSAT, and I'm also joined the board of Space Kidz, which is the parent organization of ShakthiSAT. And again, I'm taking global roles with the parent company too. And it's so nice because all these different experiences are helping me to not only onboard ambassadors, but also to reach out to other journalists in 108 countries, nurture them, and to reach out to the government offices, to the PMO's offices across 108 countries. So all these experiences have driven me. So it took 10 years for me to gather all these things, and here I am. So when things take time, I would say it's okay, because it's actually preparing you for something huge. And I never dreamt of Varunji, because I was on my 2-year sabbatical. My daughter is 17-month-old. I was happily enjoying my pregnancy, busy with my daughter, and this opportunity came and fell on my lap. So I'm so grateful for that, and I would say, yeah, keep going, don't stop.
I must say, keep going, don't stop. Yeah, what I feel like that, you are a proud, and you are like a नारी शक्ति के अंदर पावर हो आप, और ये एग्जाम्पल दे रहे हो और सारे वर्ल्ड को, और ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात है, और ये आज की जनरेशन के लिए ये बहुत ही अच्छी और नेक्स्ट लेवल की बात है कि यू आर डूइंग एंड यू आर ऑन द राइट ट्रैक एंड समथिंग यूनिक एंड डिफरेंट यू आर डूइंग। और दोस्तों, मैं आपको फिर से एक बार बताता हूँ कि अगर आपके आसपास जो बच्चे हैं, स्पेशली ये वाला प्रोजेक्ट अभी लड़कियों के लिए है, सो आपके आसपास जो बच्चे हैं जो 14 ईयर्स से 18 ईयर्स तक हैं, तो उनको ज़रूर बताएं कि सैटेलाइट बनाने का और आपका सैटेलाइट मून तक या स्पेस में जाने का ये मौका हो सकता है। और कुछ नहीं पता होता कि आपका किसी तक ये मैसेज पहुंचाया हुआ किसकी लाइफ चेंज कर दे। सो दोस्तों, इसी के साथ मैं इजाज़त लेता हूं और एक बार फिर से आपको बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं कि आप बहुत ही उम्दा काम कर रहे हैं और इंडसेज एंड फ्रेंड्स वर्ल्ड टीवी और बॉलीवुड बीट्स की तरफ से आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ और बेस्ट विशेष देता हूँ। आप जब भी कुछ भी करें, हमारी सपोर्ट आप तक हमेशा रहेगी। एंड आपने एक चीज का आंसर नहीं दिया, उसके बाद हम इजाजत लेंगे। आपने बुक लिखनी कब शुरू की?
So my grandfather passed away 5 months ago, and this man, he's authored over 90 books, and he was a PhD in psychology and English literature, and he was also a PhD guy. And मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि मेरे को इतना जिंदगी ने अच्छा मौका दिया है, and how much I've missed all these opportunities, because I'm so fortunate to have Prime Point Srinivasan sir as my mentor, so I call him Prime Pa, and he's been pushing me to write books. He said you can do it, and he's put me on as part of the editorial team of Presence. So Presence है एक oldest e-zine in India, and it has published the maximum number of editions, like 220. It's a self-published voluntary edition, and it's there in the Indian Book of Records, and they've been doing amazing things. Again, it's to promote positive journalism. So I've been given so many opportunities, and I've taken them lightly. So be it my anchoring skills, be it my oratory skills, I actually owe that to my mentor, Sri Prime Point Srinivasan sir. And I've actually missed so many opportunities. Now I feel he's given me so many things. Be it anchoring the very prestigious Sansad Ratna Awards, which felicitates the top performing MPs in Indian Parliament. So he trained me to anchor a program which goes live in DD and so many other channels at the same time. So I used to think, I'm into robotics. Why are you teaching me all this? It is not my area. But he always says it is very important to learn, a few life skills. And this has become as part of writing or speaking skills. All this has become part of life skills, and it is really very handy. So very reluctantly I take the opportunities, and that is when suddenly after my grandfather passed away, I felt I don't want to wait for another loss to start doing things, because I've started my book 5 years back. I used to write close to half a chapter and feel, I'm not ready now, I'll do it later. So my mentor always said, you're very good at procrastination, so you should be given the procrastination queen title. So even that I didn't feel bad, because we are in a different country, in a foreign land, sab kuch hum hi karna padega, so I don't have time, they don't understand. But then after my granddad, I felt it is very important. Yes, I can do it. So I was very surprised, because Krisha was 15 months at that time, 14 months, and every morning I used to wake up at 4 and start writing. And Nim Golkar, very beautiful friend of mine, and I call her as my mentor as well, and she very beautifully says, you can't edit a blank page. So that's so true. And the inputs that she gave.
Wow, what a say. You can't edit the blank page. Wow.
Right, it's so profound, right?
Yeah.
Because we think...
Very, very depth passage.
Yeah, we always think, right, Varun ji, ye karna padega, wo karna padega. But it's always in our head, and the burden of things in our head is too much. You do it, it's 1 minute. But you keep thinking, it goes for hours, and we feel tired. I don't want to do it, it's too much for me. And I've always been on that boat. And another thing about writing the book. So Nim gave wonderful tips, like while you wait for the cooker whistle to cool down, or while your sabji ko chala rahe, sab kar rahe na, those times you can just type up some few lines. And that was so helpful for me, because while cooking, while I get those 5 minutes, 2 minutes, I just keep typing, and editing is another part.
I feel like that कि आपके साथ बहुत लंबी सीरीज हमें बनानी पड़ेगी करते हुए, एंड मुझे ये चीज़ पता लग गई है कि हम एक बार मैं फिर से जाने से पहले यही इजाज़त लूँगा आपसे कि आप बहुत ही उम्दा, बहुत ही अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, और हम फिर से बातचीत करेंगे। और क्योंकि आज का जो समय है हमें ये कह रहा है कि हमारा जो मेन मुद्दा है आज का, वो ये है कि आप अपने बच्चों को, अपने फ्रेंड्स के बच्चों तक ये मैसेज जरूर पहुंचाएं कि 14 से 18 इयर्स के बच्चे इस प्रोग्राम के अंदर पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं और उनको पार्टिसिपेट करवाया जाए। तो उसके बारे में जाते जाते आप क्या कहेंगे?
So we are rolling out forms. for students reach out, and we don't have much time. We have time only until 2nd of March for students to enroll, and as much as we can, we are trying to bring students from rural parts of Australia, because it's so important for us to give equal opportunities to kids who don't have access to all this. So I would say we would be happy to circulate our expression of interest form exclusively for FriendsWorld and IndusAge platforms. So yes, we are sharing that only to you. I didn't have that in mind, to be honest, but because you're the first to have interview with us. So I know we have many more to come, but first is always special and it's very important. So thank you so much for taking time, having us, and making us talk more about this mission.
And this is our pleasure.
And you're the first to do that, and we would always remember this.
When the voice time comes, then I'm the first who is going to with you on the space.
Yes.
And दोस्तों, इसी के साथ हम लेते हैं इजाज़त, लेकिन ये मैसेज सब तक ज़रूर पहुंचाइएगा, because this is really very important for us to represent, और ये सारी कम्युनिटी के लिए है. It is not for only Indians, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
ये सारी कम्युनिटी के लिए है, क्योंकि हमारी कंट्री मल्टी कल्चर है. सो आप अपने फ्रेंड्स, अपने बच्चों के स्कूल में कितने भी फ्रेंड्स हैं उन तक ये पहुंचा सकते हैं. एंड की कोशिश रहेगी कि सबको जोड़ के किस तरीके से सबको अपने साथ जोड़ के इस प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर इन्वॉल्व किया जाए.
Beautifully said, Varunji, because when I say I'm heading, or when I am heading global partnerships across the world, I see Australia itself is that global. Yes, it's truly global, and it feels so surreal because I'm also co-ambassador for Australia and doing things global. I see everything that I'm doing here. Yes, our country in Australia, we have all these different nationalities together, and that makes us truly blessed to have a multicultural representation and exposure. So thank you so much for all your support.
एंड थैंक यू दोस्तों, आप जुड़े रहेगा IndusAge एंड FriendsWorld TV के साथ. मैं आपका वरुण तिवारी, और सुनते रहिएगा रेडियो बॉलीवुड बीट्स. अगर अभी तक आपने ऐप्स डाउनलोड नहीं की तो जरूर डाउनलोड कर लीजिएगा. कहीं भी बैठ के आप सुन सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं. इसी के साथ हम लेते हैं इजाजत. नमस्कार.
Australia's first Indian magazine to have a national reach, IndusAge is the largest circulated South Asian magazine in Australia with 5 simultaneous editions, 55,000 copies printed monthly, 220,000 readers, largest network of clients, undisputed leader in community news. IndusAge is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au.